Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautorestore.com. I'd like to share with you a brief update. We're back at the cluster and speedo assembly for the 1950 Ford F47 pickup. For our US viewers, it's identical or virtually identical to the F1 pickup truck. So we'd like to cut away now, and what we'll do is we're going to show you, because here it is done, and we're just going to show you what we started with, what it looked like before, because it's hard to remember how nasty it looked before compared to now. So we'll just cut away, and if you're patient with us, what we'll do is we'll show you a before and then now, and then we'll do it one more time before and after, because it's quite an amazing transition between the two, and then we'll cut back and then we'll take a closer look at this cluster. Okay, so now we're back. So now we can get a closer look at it. In the previous, or the original state that it was in, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a lot of fog and distortion in the glass itself. So this is a reproduction glass. It's just straight glass, it's not tinted. But the older glass, it didn't have any UV protection, where the newer stuff, from what I understand, does have some. And you can see our chrome ring, or our polished ring, all around the outside. It's all nice and clean. It had quite a bit of surface rust, and there's lots of overspray before. So when it goes into the truck, part of this, I think the camera can pick it up, basically this top ridge, I'd say about half of this is going to come up through the dash. And along the line, all the way along, it had red overspray, and it also had a couple of different colors of beige or brown overspray around it. So by polishing all of that, it took quite a while just to get it to that brilliant shine. They don't reproduce this ring. All they reproduce is the glass and then the decal package. So now you can see it's a really nice contrast. I'm not sure if there's a lot of glare or if it's quite decent with the camera. So now with the with this filler panel with the honeycomb texture to it, it looks quite nice, and you can see how clean now the decals are. It's kind of a creamy off-white color for all the backings, where before it was a brownish and it was quite faded. The needles were faded to almost non-existent in terms of color, so now we've got all of the color back. I think that's quite a nice job. That looks quite attractive. So what we'll do in an upcoming video, because what we're doing now, as I mentioned in a couple of other videos earlier, is there's a lot of work that's done behind the scenes before we can do a lot of the reassembly on the truck. So it's almost like some sub-assembly work, if you will. So we'll be doing a lot of this kind of thing, where we're preparing the glove box after it's painted, and there's an inner glove box that has to be screwed in. There's hinges that have to be prepared, and hardware all clean. So kind of behind the scenes, we'll be preparing all of those components, and then once we have them ready, we'll continue to rebuild the dash and basically reinstall everything. We have quite a few new components for the dashboard and for the cluster. So now that this is totally rebuilt, the next thing we're going to do, once it's installed, we have the new wiring harness, and it's an updated harness that we'll share with you. We also have a retro sound upgraded stereo that looks authentic, but it's an upgraded stereo. So we'll show you some of those upgraded components. We've got a beautiful wooden steering wheel with the horn button that's going to have the Ford blue oval, and a lot of minor enhancements that's really going to brighten up this truck. So we'll share with you as this build continues. So just a brief update. So this is the 1950 Ford F47, or very similar to the F1 half-ton pickup. So I thank you for watching. I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.